Welcome to Over 50 TV, where we give you the latest news on work and money for people over 50. My name is Lou Reyes. In this episode, I'm going to give you the latest news on stimulus package negotiations that have been dragging on forever, it seems. At this point, we should just call it the Nancy and Donald show. After that, I'll take a look at the Eviction Moratorium. I'm going to give you an update on that. There's some new developments. And then we'll look at the Lost Wages Assistance Program. That's the program where President Trump decreed way back, I think it was on August 7th, that the federal government was going to give or add an additional $300 to $400 in weekly benefits to state unemployment benefits. That's all up next, right here on Over 50 TV. Welcome back to Over 50 TV, where we give you the latest news on work and money for people over 50. It's been just over 4 weeks since stimulus talks went into what I'll call hibernation. Hibernation over a glacier-sized disagreement on the price tag of a new stimulus package. The Democrats, they support a $2.2 trillion stimulus package. The Republicans, they want to cap spending at $1 trillion. A good guess is that they'll meet somewhere in the middle eventually, provided the White House and GOP leadership and Republican senators, provided they can all arrive at a consensus, something they haven't been able to do since talks began. On the other hand, the Democrats appear to be marching in lockstep, having twice agreed to come off the $3.4 trillion package the Democrat-controlled House passed way back in May. At this point, in my opinion, it's up to the White House and Republicans to take the next step. They know that Pelosi and company are not going to move and not going to budge much more than they already have. On Monday, during a hearing of the Select Subcommittee on the Coronavirus Crisis, Treasury Secretary Stephen Mnuchin said this. He says, "We will continue to work with the Senate and House on a bipartisan basis for a Phase 4 relief package. I believe," he says, "a bipartisan agreement still should be reached."
What is the most important thing is we deliver some relief quickly to the American workers that are most impacted by this.
After the hearing, Mnuchin called Nancy Pelosi, and he said, "The president and I want to move forward." He again suggested something he's done before, that they move ahead in a piecemeal fashion on parts of the stimulus package that each side agrees upon. He also suggested that they consider the remaining issues later. I think you can guess how Pelosi responded. She'll have none of that. She still insists on a deal that addresses all aspects of the package. After the call, she issued a statement that said in part, "Sadly, this phone call made clear that Democrats in the White House continue to have serious differences understanding, she says, the gravity of the situation that America's working families are facing." One of those serious problems facing families is eviction. On Tuesday, the Trump administration announced an order to bar evictions for most renters for the rest of the year as the nation grapples with the coronavirus pandemic. The New York Times, they report that the order was put forward by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. What they said was the action was needed. It was needed to stop the spread of the virus and to avoid having renters wind up in shelters or other crowded living conditions, compounding the crisis. Landlords were not happy with this move, and I think saying that they were not happy is probably an understatement.
I'm being taken advantage of.
That's how Patrick Weir says he feels after his tenants simply stopped paying rent in April. He's also worried about what could happen if the eviction moratorium continues to be extended.
The fear is that I'm never going to be able to recoup what the tenant owes me.
The National Multifamily Council, which represents landlords, denounced the moratorium. It said the move addressed the financial needs of neither renters nor landlords and would be particularly harmful to small landlords. What we know is in the first 10 days of August, landlords reported taking in 29% less in rent during the same period in March. And that's according to RentTech, a property management information and tenant screening firm. We also took a look at the Lost Wages Assistance Program tracker. I'll put a link to the tracker in the description box below. The tracker follows the progress of additional unemployment benefits that were authorized earlier this month by President Trump. The program, it provides up to $400 per week in additional unemployment benefits $300 is funded by the federal government, while about $100 or 25% is optional and is contributed by the state if the state decides they want to participate. The tracker shows that Arizona, Louisiana, Massachusetts, Missouri, Montana, Tennessee, and Texas, those states have completed implementation of the LWA, and the money is being paid effective what they say, effective the latest certification. If you're an unemployed worker in Kentucky, Montana, and West Virginia, you'll be happy to hear that your state is kicking in $100, so your unemployment benefit could be as much as $400 a week. As of this morning, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, or FEMA, they're the agency that oversees the program funding. They're showing that 37 states have been approved to participate in the federal program, but money's not been paid yet to the claimants. Well, that is my latest stimulus check stimulus package update as of September 3rd, 2020. I'll be sure to give you further updates as we receive additional information. It seems like information does trickle out every few days or so. So I want to thank you for watching this episode of Over 50 TV, where we give you the latest news on work and money for people over 50. If you would, I'll ask you to subscribe to our channel. To do that, you've just got to hit that little red button. It's underneath your screen. There's also a little bell. If you hit that little bell, you'll get our latest updates every single time we upload a video to YouTube. There's a thumbs up button. Hit that thumbs up button, and that lets me know that you enjoyed watching our show. Well, like as I always say, have a great day, everybody.